Okay, we're going to learn how to factor numbers into primes. Okay, first of all, a prime number is a number that has only two factors, one in itself. Let's take the number 3. The factors of 3 are 1 and 3. What that means is 1 times 3 are the only combination of numbers that equal 3 when you multiply. Also, if I take 3 and divide it by 1, I get 3. And if my remainder equals 0, it is a factor. The divisor and the quotient are factors of the dividend. Also, if I divided 3 by 3, I get 1, and my remainder is again equal to 0. That means my divisor, and my quotient are factors of my dividend. Okay. The way we factor numbers into primes is step 1. We divide by 2. Okay, so let's say I have 35. We're going to divide it by 2. Since my remainder is equal to 1, and that is not 0, then 2 and 17 are not factors of 35. Step 2 is to divide by the next largest prime number. Okay, so my next largest prime number into 35 would be 3. Since my remainder is equal to 2 and not 0, 3 and 11 are not factors of 35. So I would divide by my next highest prime number. 4 is not prime because 4 is 2 times 2. So I would take 35 and divide by 5. Since my remainder equals 0, 5 and 7 are factors of 35. So 5 times 7 equals 35. In other words, when you divide a number like 35 by a divisor like 5, and if the remainder equals 0, then the divisor and the quotient, which was 7, are factors of the dividend. That means you can write the divisor times the quotient, and it equals the dividend. Now, one thing we're going to do is we'll list the factors as such. We would draw a little block, half rectangle, and we divide it by 5. We got 7. We're going to repeat this process right here on 7. So we would divide by 2. We would find that 2 doesn't work because the remainder is equal to 1. We would divide by 3. We would find that 3 doesn't work because the remainder equals 1. We would divide by 5. We would find that 5 doesn't work because the remainder equals 2. We would divide, 6 is not prime because 6 is 2 times 3. So finally we would divide by 7, We would get remainder 0, and we would know that 7 is a factor of 7. Every number is a factor of itself. And so we would write 7 as the next factor, and then this quotient down here, like we did the quotient for 5 and 35, we wrote the quotient there. Now we're writing the quotient right under it for 7 divided by 7. Just like we did for 5 into 35. And so now we know to stop when we get this 1 down here, and this becomes a list of our prime factors. So we have 35 equal 5 times 7. All of the factors of 35 would be 1, 5, 7, and 35. Let's try another number. 48. We're going to divide 48 by 2. We'll find that that is 2. That'll give me 4. And then this will be 4 for the 8. My remainder is 0. So 2 and 24 are factors of 48. So I write 2 here, and then write the quotient here. And then I repeat the process on the 24. I go 24 by 2, divided by 2. I always start with 2. And I would divide the 4 by 2 and get 2. And my remainder is 0. So now we know that 2 and 12 are factors of 24. So the divisor goes here. And then the quotient goes here. So now we repeat the process on the 12. We start with 2. We find that this is 6. Remainder is 0. The divisor goes here. The quotient goes here. And then we divide repeat the process on the 6. The 6 is divided by 2. We get 3. My remainder is 0. My divisor goes here. My quotient goes here. And we repeat the process on the 3. The 3 is divisible by 3 one time. My remainder is 0. My divisor goes here. My quotient goes here. And this 1 tells me to stop. This becomes my list of factors, so that 48 is 1 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. 54. Or 50. Let's try another one. 54. Yes. We're going to divide by 2. Start with 2. That's going to be 2. And my remainder is 0. So draw my half box, put my divisor here, my quotient here, and then I repeat the process on the 27. I divide by 2. Divide by 2. I get the 2. Divide by 2. Except I'm going to divide by the 2. And then I'm going to have the 3 here. That'll be 6. And then my remainder is 1. So that's not going to work. And then this is going to be... Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is divide the 27 by the 3. That'll be 9. The 27. That'll be 0. I put the divisor here and the quotient here. And then I repeat the same process on the 9. Divide by 3. This is going to be 3. And then this is going to be 9. So I get my divisor here, my quotient here, divide the 3 by 3, and I get 1. This is my list of factors. I get 54 equals 1 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. Visit Math Masters Learning at gmail.com.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.